Hey everyone, it's Finch here, and we're back. No, we're not recording Zamag versus Sageyu for what I believe is Black and White OU Seasonal, round 2 or 3. I don't know if this is winners or losers. I assume it's winners just because but we're not recording that. We're here to record Lopunny Kicks versus Cdumas for week 1 of SPL X10 and Sun and Moon Overused. Pretty exciting game. I worked with Lopunny Kicks in Snake. And while his tournament run in that tour is oftentimes defined by his late game play against Zachary in the semifinals, where he could have clicked shift gear to win the game, but ultimately didn't, and it cost him the game. A lot of people forget that he had a really impressive run before that, and I think that he's one of the most creative and outgoing risk takers of all of the newer players out there, and he has a ridiculously high playing ceiling. He's beaten people like Soulwind and CL within that tournament, let's not forget. And overall, I just think he's a thoroughly impressive battler, and I think that he's able to compete with people like Cdumas if he plays at his peak and doesn't rush things. Needless to say, Cdumas himself needs no introduction. He's ranked 3rd in the power rankings. He's got an 8-0 lifetime World Cup record, if I recall correctly, maybe even 9-0. It's one of those. He's went positive in every other tournament he's played. While there has been a 5-4 in Snake, I think he went like 6-4 in SPL, and he had a ridiculous smog in Snake Draft 1. It was like 8 or 10-2 or some shit like that, 9-2 maybe. I don't know, but whatever it was, he needs no introduction. He is one of the premier SMLU talents. He went for over 20K, I think even over 25K in auction both of the last 2 years. I know he went over it last year. I'm not sure about this year. I think his price was just over it. In fact, he's now in the bigs, although last year was a ruiner. Lopunny Kicks, on the other hand, is a scooter in his first SPL. And this is his first SPL game ever, actually. It's his debut in the tournament, so that should be exciting. In terms of what to expect from both players, Cdumas doesn't really build his teams, but he is a bit varied at least, so that is something. Hopefully, I'm going to get some interesting stuff out of that. And here we go. Here's the game. All right. I'm just going to pause for 1 second, and we'll be good. Here we go. All right. Sorry, I was just linking my team and seeing if someone tagged matches, just to make sure. But anyway, so we've got 2 pretty balanced teams here. Lopunny Kicks rocking some cool Pokemon, such as the Weavile and the Victini. In fact, his first 3 Pokemon are all Stealth Rock League Pokemon that really aren't seen as mainstays anymore. Zapdos once was, and honestly is still pretty much a staple install, but it doesn't see as much balance usage. But it's still a good Pokemon overall. On top of that, you have Weavile, which is just a nice Pokemon. It could run Scarf for Mega Alakazam, or it could run Ban just as a general hard hitter trapper. Victini could be the Celebrate, or whatever is he holding on. I forget which move it is. That what could be like Choice Band or Scarf. Tangrowth is more likely than not going to be Assault Vest on this team, but it could be Rocky Helmet as well. Finny is likely Defogger, and Excadrill could be like some kind of Stealth Rock or special defensive set. It's only Steel type in the team, so I think it's probably especially defensive. Someone said Gastard on walls, everything, but there's clearly a Tangrowth on the team, and if Victini can break through it, so could Weavile, Toxic, Excadrill, etc. So yeah, I don't think that's the case. Looking at Cdumas' team, it's a bit more of a conventional balance. It has Stealth Rock, Garchomp in all likelihood. That makes it Calm Mind Clefable. If I had to guess, it could be the other way. It could be Swords Dance, Garchomp, 3 attacks. Could be. It's definitely Mega Scissor though, so it's not Mega Chop. Defog is on one of Tornadus, Therian, or Coco. I think it's probably on the Tornadus, and it's like some offensive Coco, which is unfortunate because he's facing an Excadrill and a Tangrowth. But besides that, it's cool, I guess, in general. And then there's Gastrodon. Looking at the matchup, I think that Lopunny Kicks has a slight advantage. Victini could potentially be trouble, and so can Weavile if it gets a nice timely pursuit off. However, both teams kind of struggle to break each other directly, I feel. I think this game could draw on for a bit, despite both of the teams not really being too friendly to longevity. Cdumas' team is admittedly a bit more, seeing as it not only has a Regenerator Tornadus, but also has a Magic Guard, Clefable, Gastrodon, and Coco Natural Recovery, as well as Thizor, who's also a very bulky Pokemon on the physical end of the spectrum. So yeah, I think a lot will come down to what the Victini set is and how it is played against Cdumas' team. As if you can get a lot out of it, that would be great. Anyway, we're going to see a Weavile lead against a Garchomp lead. So that's most definitely an advantageous position for Lopunny Kicks. However, the Scizor seems like a very safe switch in for the Scizor seems like very safe switching for the Cdumas side. Sorry, pardon my inability to speak fluently in my only language of actual fluency. Anyway, I would not Pursuit here if I was opening kicks just because you potentially take a Rocky helmet and all kinds of other damage. And what do you gain? Like 30% chip on a Garchomp, I guess. But I mean, if you think it's Z, I guess that's an okay play. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Opening kicks timer is done one. He's going to switch to Victini, likely predicting the Scizor, and he's going to get that play right. So that's a nice start off for Lopunny kicks. Actually, I think that was probably the best play ultimately. I would have just Icicle Crashed or knocked, but I think that was like just a fantastic start. Yeah, so now he's positioned himself well. If this is Choice Band, we're going to see it probably fire off a Choice Band V-Crate. I imagine the Garchomp comes on in. So maybe this is like some weird like mixed Glaciate set. Then the Cdumas is going to be in for a world of trouble. He's going to essentially lose his Garchomp for nothing. Cdumas timers go down and he goes to Garchomp on a V-Crate. Most definitely revealing to be Choice Band and doing 54%. That is a lot of damage to the Garchomp. That means that it's also Z Garchomp. It's on the offensive end of the spectrum for sure. I imagine here that we will see the Tapu Fini come in. However, we could see the Tangrowth if it's Hidden Power Ice or Leaf Storm as well. I can't imagine that he risks the Victini once more, let alone going to the Weavile or Zapdos, seeing as this very well could be Z-Rock. However, I think the Garchomp just stays in and clicks Stealth Rock as the Fini comes in, and then he takes advantage of the Fini to potentially go to the Tornado Starion and get a knock to make progress, or even going to his own Tapu Koko. And yeah, the Fini is going to come on in here on Stealth Rock, yep. Fair enough. Maybe we see a Swords Dance here from the Chomp just to try and threaten it, but we could very well see a Moonblast calling that play from Lopunny Kicks. I just personally always defog here if I'm Lopunny Kicks, just because you have 3 Stealth Rock weak Pokemon. However, there is a chance that it's not defog, because you have 2 other removers in Rapid Spin Excadrill and potentially defog Zapdos, but I don't know if the Zapdos actually is defog, whereas I'm pretty sure that the Fini is. Yep, so we're going to see the defog there. That's fine. If it's Moonblast, I think he just clicks it here. No need to pussyfoot around. You do live plus 2Z Stone Edge. However, I wonder if Cdumas might try clicking rocks here. I just don't know if that would be a great long-term sequence, because this should definitely be able to get a defog off at some point sooner or later. Like, I feel like Cdumas' ability to generate direct offensive progress is just not great. And I think he goes to Tangrowth on Continental Crush. Okay. It does 72. I mean, I guess he doesn't really have a need for Tangrowth, but killing the Gastrodon is going to get awkward afterwards. I don't really know what he's going to do now. Like, I think I would have just kept the Fini in there. Yeah, I think I would have just let the Fini take the hit. But I guess that might mean he was not Moonblast on type of Fini. Yeah, I think that's what it means exactly. Anyway, Stone Edge is going to take out the Tangrowth. So now I imagine we just see Weavile come in for the revenge kill. The question is if he's going to go for Pursuit or if he's going to go for Knockoff. Personally, I always took Knock here. But, yeah, now Gastrodon looks like an irksome presence, to say the least. Especially if it happens to be Toxic. Although, if it is knockoff Tapu Fini, or even just Taunt plus Nature's Badness, that could go a long way. But the thing is that it can't really ever kill it. And you're going to get Pursuit, and he's going to stay in on... Oh, no. This was a poor execution from Lopunny Kicks here. I would never risk that Pursuit. And now he goes to Tapu Fini. And does 97 Moonblast. So he was Moonblast. What are we doing? Why didn't you just... I'm sorry, but that was poorly done. I think if you're Lopunny Kicks, you'll 100% always just Moonblast if you have the Moonblast there. Like, you always live the Earthquake, or at least I think you do, unless he's running some head-ass spread, because that Earthquake did do 97. So I get it if it had a good chance to kill, but, like, I don't know. I think that Pursuit was just so unnecessarily risky when your Victini comes in every time and he gets a kill with that Garchomp being dead. And even then, if it didn't Pursuit there, you're still in 2 heal range, because, like, the last one did over half. So yeah, I just think that Lopunny Kicks misprioritized here, and now the Gastrodon's just going to do a big chunk to his team, unless this is like Toxic or Hidden Power Grass, which I am going to go out on a limb and say it's probably not. Anyway, there's a good U-turn there from Cdumas. I think he's making a lot out of a really not too great matchup. I think Lopunny Kicks had a big matchup advantage, and he kind of tossed it out with the sequence, losing basically 3 Pokemon for no real need. Anyway, so the Gastrodon comes in here, and I just don't know how this is really beaten at this point. Like, I do, but it's going to take so much to the point where probably the Coco is going to be able to like do a lot of work after if we can even touch Dexteril. If we can't touch Dexteril, different story. I think there's still a chance, but like I think if Lopunny Kicks just clicked Moonblast, then this game would have been really, really favorable for him. Pardon my dog in the background. He seems to always ruin my narrations. Victini is going to be the play on the Gastrodon. It's going to take 58 from the Earthquake, and you see why this is a problem now, I reckon. It's now definitely in Scald range as well. Yeah, I just think Lopunny Kicks misplayed that sequence really badly, and it cost him pretty much half his team, and that's just unfortunate. Yeah, not much to say there. I imagine we just need to V-create, and that's the end of the Tornadus. It's going to give Rocky Helmet damage, however, so now this should be in Bullet Punch range, which is really really good for the Cdumas side. I'm wondering if this is Pursuit Scissor. It would make some sense with the remaining Pokemon, but I don't think it would. It is the set, actually. I think it's probably just the Swords Dance set. But anyway, Bullet Punch definitely kills here. It might not kill after the resets its defense, though, on a switch out. I imagine that regardless of that, the play is Tapu Koko and just clicking U-turn here, though. I guess it's worth noting that the Excadrill can be annoying when paired with the Victini, if the Victini lives a Bullet Punch from 14. Anyway, I imagine Cdu just clicks Bullet Punch here and gets the Mega Evolution off, just safely, so he has a more of a defensive Excadrill check by getting the Mega Evolution off. I think that's a smart play by him instead of going just to the Koko, actually. I think that was a long-term positive here, and he's going to just Mega and go for Bullet Punch into the Zapdos. He's not going to get paralyzed. It's worth noting that this is a Z Zapdos, which makes a lot of sense given the remaining Pokemon on his team. In fact, it could very well be the Agility set that I posted in the Snake Dump thread. He goes to Victini here on the Gastrodon. All right, that's a nice play there from the Lopunny Kick side, but I don't think the Victini can really kill this. The question is he going to try and trick it? I think I just V-create here, and he just V-create, and it does 65 to the Gastrodon, but Earthquake is going to take this out, and now the Gastrodon seems to be virtually unkillable for the Lopunny Kick side. Excadrill can probably come on in here and threaten it with Earthquake, and then perhaps get a Stealth Rock up, but I don't think that the Zapdos has anything to kill it, and the Zapdos is needed defensively for the remainder of the Pokemon. And so Lopunny Kicks basically needs a choke to win this game. I really feel like if he just clicked Moonblast, he had this game pretty much all but won, but it is what it is. Unfortunate for the Scooters side. They're going to likely fall to 0-2 to the Bigs, and very fortunate for them, of course. Going to use Scizor. Yep, as I said before, an Earthquake does mirror 25%, confirming that this is most definitely a specially defensive Excadrill. I imagine we just see Stealth Rocks here. Oh, it's Swords Dance. Okay, wait. All right, there's a chance. Wait, never mind. That's huge. All right, I did not think this was going to be like a bulky Swords Dance Excadrill. It's bulky Swords Dance Stealth Rock. That's a cool set. Okay. So there's a chance here, but both timers are below 30. So we're going to have to... I imagine that Earthquake is just a move here. Yeah, I think Lopunny Kicks could win with Earthquake. Oh, shit. Cdumas at 5 seconds. Lopunny Kicks at 15. Lopunny Kicks at 10. What? Why did they go to Lopunny? What? Why was that the play? Why not just Earthquake? Did it die to knock off at +2 plus bullet punch at +2? You know what? It might have. I think I'm an idiot. I think I overreact. I think I think I misreacted there. I apologize. Anyway, please pardon my ignorance. This was a fine play by Lopunny. I am very wrong. I am sorry for that. Anyway, both timers are down. Now, that was a good play. Get it back in if this kills it. Kills a Gastrodon. So now, Z Zapdos could be a threat too with Roost. Okay, so yeah, Lopunny, this game is not over. And both timers are low. I think we just see the Zapdos come in here for the Lopunny kick side. I really think we do. And I think that it's Z Electric. I think that Lopunny kicks his favor to win this game, actually. We're going to see the Swords Dance here. I think this is not Heat Wave, though. It could be 3 attacks and not agility. Yeah, I think that probably is a bit more common. Coco's going to come in here on Heat Wave. That does 44. That's a lot of damage. Okay. The question is, what Coco is this? I imagine that we just see the Excadrill come in here. But if this is like Hidden Power Fire or Nature's Madness or Z Fairy or some shit, then that's big. It's going to be HP Ice Stone. Only does 13% to the leftovers Excadrill. That's big. Okay. I'm just wondering. All right, are we going to see an Earthquake or a Swords Dance here? Swords Dance here. Okay, this is big. I think that Lopunny Kicks is going to come away with this game. Wow. Despite that initial misplay. Or miss sequence, rather. I don't really know if there's... I would have just clicked one. Anyway, that does 58. Are we going to see a knockoff? Knockoff does 45. Okay, yeah, no. Switching out there was a really good play. I would have thrown this game away. That does 18. Yeah, this is over, I think. So, yeah. Clefable is going to come in here. Is this Ironhead? It is Ironhead. It's going to take out the Clefable, and Lopunny Kicks is going to win 2-0, evening out the series at 1 apiece between the Bigs and the Scooters. Really cool set there by Lopunny Kicks, saving him from a disadvantageous mid-game. And the Shulker Berry Coco with HP Ice is all it could do. It only does 14%, leaving the Excadrill at 21% to win the game. 2-0 for Lopunny Kicks over Cdumas. I think Cdumas actually played a better early mid-game, besides that one Victini switch from Lopunny Kicks, which is real hot. But the end game, Lopunny Kicks did better. I think Cdumas mismanaged a bit. But I don't think he could have expected this set. This was a pretty interesting game. And Lopunny Kicks drops a shout-out Will of Fire. All right. I guess I kind of wonder if letting the Gastrodon take the V-Crate was worthwhile. He could have just fired off the Clefable, which seemed relatively useless at the time. I'm not sure if it was a choke, because I think you're predicting especially defensive Excadrill with Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, Toxic, Rapid Spin, even this team with 3 Stealth Rock weeks, and not some like offensive Mold Breaker Swords Dance set. So I don't really know if you could call it a choke. I don't think I would blame Cdumas so much as I'd credit Lopunny Kicks and potentially Will of Fire for some interesting innovation there. Cool game. I really enjoyed this despite the misplays. And I'm definitely going to upload it. Good game both. I think that both are going to do well this tournament. I think Cdumas is poised for a comeback. But I think he might have gotten sloppy in that game. And Lopunny Kicks, I mean, definitely also sloppy in the early game with that initial sequence against Chomp. But it was nice. Nicely done later in the game. Well played.